Matt, you're not from Germany, but you have some nice sentences to say, right?
Tut mir leid.
Tut mir leid.
Ja,
So das.
meine Oma ist in einen Panda-Bag gekettet.
Meine Oma ist an einen Panda-Bär gekettet.
Ja,
That's funny.
sicher, ja.
Okay. So besides that, you're a guitar specialist, guitar geek for Gibson Custom.
That's correct, yeah. And I'm pleased to tell you more about the custom range. For this year, we're going to start with some modern era guitars. So, we have a couple of categories at Custom Shop. We've got the historic reissues, of course. We do modern guitars, based in historic models, but for the modern player. And then, of course, we do custom order guitars through Made to Measure. So this is going to be part of the modern era range. You may remember we did a model called the Class 5 many years ago. Well, we're bringing it back and revamping it. So what it didn't offer years ago was a long neck tenon. So we're giving it a long historic length neck tenon. It also was weight relieved years ago and still kind of heavy. So we solved that problem by offering our custom shop chambering in the mahogany body, which makes it really lightweight and well balanced, and also it makes it sustain, and it makes it warm and really easy feeling. The other thing you'll notice is we have what we're calling the apex neck, which is really the sum of the whole neck, but the one feature that you can see very clearly is this apex contour here on the headstock. So this is actually a spine that our engineers developed to strengthen the neck. They went through 15 prototypes over many years to come up with this particular design. I think it's beautiful, but it's also very, very functional. It's not a volute because it doesn't come anywhere close to your hand when you're playing. Its main purpose is as an engineering a tool to reinforce that headstock. And again, it's still a solid piece of wood. It's just that apex carve. So we're going to have that on the Class 5. We're also going to have it on all of these Axcess guitars. So you can see the Axcess headstock on that. And then also we've revamped the contours on the back of this guitar. So your belly scarf here is going to be even wider and deeper than usual. Another thing to help balance the guitar and lighten it a little bit. So for the modern player, these are great options. And these are available in some new colors, some new core colors. Obviously, this is olive drab, really hot color for this year. And we'll have it in gunmetal gray, bourbon burst, wine red, ebony. And then, of course, through Made to Measure, you can have it in any color you want. Over here, we've got a great example of our bread and butter model, a 59 reissue. And all the historic guitars are going to feature hide glue construction. That means the top is now hide glued as in addition to the neck joint. And that's unlike anything else out there in the market. We've got all of the parts accuracy that you would expect. The true historic knobs, true historic pickup covers, the true historic plastic. So what that means is we re-engineered these from real parts from 50s guitars. Some of those parts themselves can be worth $10,000 US. And even the fine details of the numbers on the knobs, the fonts of the rhythm and treble, basically every tiny little detail in this guitar is an exact replica of the vintage guitars. So we're really, really pleased with how far these guitars have come over the years. I mean, this is really the pinnacle, in my opinion, of the 59 reissue. So we will have a new top carve this year based on a different 59 guitar. Previous year we based it on maybe a little less dramatic top. So here you can really see the contours nicely. And again, it's based on a real guitar. And if you're a true geek like I am, it'll be pretty desirable to take part in the True Historic package, which is going to be a function of Made to Measure, which means you get to pick your choice of 3 top carves, from least dramatic to most dramatic. Your dealer will have more information when all of that is released. And you'll also have ultralight backs, light aging included if you want it. And you'll have all hand-picked woods throughout. So it's going to be well worth it to get that True Historic package. Also aged cases as well. So that'll be taking this guitar even a step further. So, people ask where else can you take it, but we'll do our best to try. To take it to new heights. I think we're again at that pinnacle for this year. Here we have an example of one of the cool limited artist models that we do. This is the Dave Amato Les Paul. basically this is, Dave's a fantastic player, but he wanted something unique and recognizable on stage. So he's the first artist to use white ebony on a model. It's the same as ebony. It's, an ebony tree is mostly white, and just the interior is that really, really dark black color. But it comes from the same tree, and it works really nicely on this model. And the pickup is a 57 Classic Plus. It's coil tappable from the knobs, and it's got this TV yellow finish, which is pretty unique. And of course the Axcess neck heel. So it's a cool limited model. And over here we have a great example of the artistry at Gibson Custom Shop. This is a solid flamed Koa Les Paul. It's called a Bella Voce. So that's the name of a banjo that Gibson did in, I believe, the teens or 20s. And the Bella Voce model featured all of this amazing engraving. So all over the guitar you can see the purfling on the edges. You can see all of the engraved parts here, and all of the handmade inlays. The Koa all over the guitar. It's basically as ornate as a guitar gets. So this is another amazing product from the Gibson Custom Shop and the artists there. So again, it's a glorified wood shop at Gibson Custom, and everybody is extremely skilled. So this is fun to see them produce something like this. Next, we have a really cool example of just a made-to-measure order. So yeah, so this again is an example of what's possible through made-to-measure. This customer wanted to do a quilt top, blacked out hardware, even blacked out inlays, and it's got this amazing flame maple neck on this, a 3-piece flame maple. But pretty cool guitar. I mean, I'm a traditionalist, but when I saw this guitar, I was pretty blown away. So that's a cool one right there. And then pleased to show you this L5 Studio. So for as long as Gibson has been making arch tops, they haven't released too many new arch top models, except in the late 90s they released an L5 Studio, which was basically a stripped down L5. They had all sorts of crazy colors, and some of which look a little dated these days. But we decided to refine it a little bit and offer it in some other cool colors. This one's called Cartridge Brass. It'll be in army green, which is kind of like olive drab. It'll be in wine red, and it'll all have black binding. But for me, the really cool feature is this being, construction-wise, every bit in L5, the fretboard is rosewood. So it's actually way more usable at louder volumes than an L5. So it's warmer. The attack is a little different than an L5. Great blues guitar, great rockabilly guitar, rock and roll even on one of these. And I just think this guitar is so sexy, super handsome. It's a good one.
That's great. So we have the modern side here, we have the historic side, and the outstanding craftsmanship here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And there's more models. I can grab another one if we want to cut for a moment. I can grab that. All right. So this was a Johnny A model until Joe Bonamassa gave Johnny A call and said, "Hey, I just bought this spruce top double neck guitar from 1959, and I really, really dig it, but I wish it had one neck instead of two necks because it's a little too bulky to play on stage." So Johnny's model is basically a reduced Barney Kessel, or a shrunken Barney Kessel model, but because it has these pointed Florentine cutaways, it became the natural platform to try to redo the magic of Joe's double neck. So this is a hollowed out, carved mahogany body with a solid spruce top, and it's extremely lightweight. It weighs like 4.5 pounds. If you want to try that out, Oliver.
Wow.
Yeah. And it looks like something Gibson would have made in 1959, which is what I really like about it. It's really classy. It's a fantastic instrument, and it doesn't sound like any other model that we have. So this is going to be one to look out for as well. So that just about covers it. Of course, look out. There's always some cool limited model coming out of Gibson Custom, and again through made to measure, sky's the limit. Your creativity is where it's is what it's all about, really.